All right, so we're back with Tony Zerbin, the newest member of the Sojourn Psychology team, and we want to talk about gratitude.
Mhm.
So, for myself, one of my favorite authors who speaks about gratitude is Melody Beattie. She is an expert on codependency. An excellent book that I think everybody should read is her daily reader. So it takes about 60 seconds to read a page a day with Melody Beattie, and the book is called The Language of Letting Go.
Hmm.
And one of my favorite quotes by Melody Beattie is, gratitude makes sense of our past, gives peace for today, and helps us to have vision for tomorrow. And when we're trying to understand what gratitude is, this sort of like this utter thankfulness,
Yeah.
gratefulness.
Yeah.
It's so important, but it can get really lost in translation. So I guess for you, Tony, what are your sort of thoughts right now when you're noticing this quote or the concept of gratitude?
Mhm. I think gratitude is something that's so important for maintaining and building relationships, which is, I think, for just about all of us, something that we orient our life around. And gratitude is recognizing somebody else has done something that I couldn't do, and I'm thankful for it. And it's taking something and receiving something and hanging on to something. And I mean, you were talking a little bit about the title of the book being related to like loss. And when we talk about grief and loss, gratitude can feel kind of weird to bring into it. And yet I'm of the understanding that gratitude is essential in working with grief.
Mhm.
And it's not that we're grateful that we lost things, but we're grateful for what we get to hang on to, what we get to keep, whether it's memories or mementos, experiences we made with whether it was a person we lost, a pet, a job, a dream, an expectation. I know a lot of people are trying to get married right now, and who doesn't spend, like, some people don't, but who doesn't spend a long time thinking about how they want their wedding to be? And then you throw a pandemic in, there's going to be grief in that. So, how do we bring gratitude into maybe a different situation than we ever planned? There's grief, there's loss around that.
Yeah. I think that's really important, noticing the loss. And I would say in my previous life, which is just my prior career, I was a clinical addictions counselor. And the people I know who are the best at understanding gratitude are those who have been in the trenches with addiction, and those who have had the worst of the worst traumas and in
Yeah.
recovery from utter hardship. And it's like, how could you find gratitude in that? But it's difference the difference between having some sort of self repair
Yeah.
and what we believe is forgiveness, which is not always safe or appropriate. And when
Right.
we tie all these things, what you're saying, what I'm thinking together, what Melody notices, that sense of past, to
Yeah.
me is really this authenticity about past. Gratitude leads us to be authentic.
Yeah.
Something really terrible has happened. I've lost somebody, I've lost a dream, a bad thing has happened to me. I've done something terrible.
Hmm.
And I step into my authenticity, and that is where gratitude can start to be found.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's so critical as a source of resilience.
Right.
And resilience really is, can I be who I am in this moment? That's the authenticity and how resilience kind of plays into it. And um, with that gratitude, it's a learned skill. It's learned how we keep learning more how to find things, especially in those tough situations, to be grateful for, so that we can be authentic in the present. So
Yeah.
we're not lost in the past or afraid of the future, but what we're hanging on to right now is what we're thankful for and finding ways to be thankful
Yeah, and it's like you're looking at my notes. But
for.
I agree. I'm like, when I'm considering gratitude and being authentic about the past and being immediate with my experience of
Yeah.
noticing the past, my thoughts, my emotions, my grief recovery, because whatever we're recovering from, addiction, trauma, a global pandemic,
Right?
it is this immediate emotion to have hope for the future.
Yeah.
That's the vision thing. Vision is really about hopefulness.
Yeah.
And I think of Viktor Frankl, and his whole philosophy of meaning is bad things are going to happen. We make meaning from them. And I
100%.
read the most amazing Viktor quote this week that I hadn't read for so long. And he says, responding abnormally in an abnormal situation is healthy.
Yep.
And I was like, that is so validating for what we're going through. And it's also
Yeah.
validating because when we're authentic with the past and we are being immediate with our emotion, there's going to be an abnormal experience.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, the tension with trying to live normally in an abnormal situation. If we're talking trauma, um,
Yeah.
trauma is not a normal way of life. So our responses to it aren't going to look what we would otherwise call normal,
Right.
right? A lot of it's reorienting to saying, this isn't the way life should be.
Right.
So my responses are appropriate for something that's not normal.
Right.
And how do we grow from that then?
Yeah.
And
Right.
gratitude is key to that. It's not
Yeah.
all of it, but it's key.
Yeah, beautiful. And the other piece from an attachment angle is like, will you meet me in my unmeetable place?
Yeah.
And that ties, that meeting me in my immutable is what is credits the authenticity, is the experience of the immediate, and allows for building hope for the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Okay, this is really cool to make meaning of all these different pieces and see again just how powerful gratitude is for our life. It's not a pat answer.
No, and it's not always an innate skill. It's something we have to apply ourselves to.
Yeah, exactly.
And we
Okay,
can.
awesome. Awesome. Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.